Welcome to another GnuCash Quick Start tutorial. I'm Laura from thebusybeepost.com. In this Quick Start tutorial, I will take you through a basic tour of the GnuCash interface to help you get started quickly and easily. If you like my tutorials and find them helpful, please subscribe and don't forget to give a thumbs up. Let's begin. Before you begin working with GnuCash, it is a good idea to familiarize yourself with the layout and how things work. The first thing you'll notice each time you start the program is the tip of the day screen that pops up with helpful tips about using the program. You can use the next key to continue viewing the tips, or you can simply select Close to close out. But before you do that, if you would prefer not to have the tips of the day popping up every time you open the program, click on the check mark next to Show Tips at Startup to remove the check mark, which will deselect this feature. In this way, you can view the tips of the day screen whenever you want to by selecting Help on the menu bar and then select Tips of the Day. Next, we have at the very top of the Business Accounts window the title bar, which displays the name of the saved file you are currently working on. Next, we have the GnuCash's default business accounts, assuming that you use GnuCash's wizard to set up your business accounts, also referred to in accounting terms as the chart of accounts. The business accounts are broken down into 5 categories. These 5 basic categories is what you will use to keep track of your business accounting records. The assets category keeps track of the things the business owns, such as money in a business checking account or money owed to you. The equity category keeps track of the business overall net worth. The expenses category keeps track of your legitimate business expenses and ultimately your deductions, such as purchasing office supplies or any expense that is necessary for your business to run smoothly. The income category keeps track of the business's gross earnings. The liabilities category keeps track of how much money the business owes. Click on the arrow on the left side of the category of your choice to open up the sub-accounts of that particular category. Every sub-account in the chart of accounts has an account register. The sub-accounts account registers is what you will use to record your financial transactions. The toolbar contains buttons for quick access to commonly used functions that you can use to make changes to the chart of accounts. The first thing you may notice is that the Save key and the Close key are grayed out. Right now, that means these 2 options are not available at this time. The Open key is used to open any one of the sub-accounts. You simply click on the account you want to open to highlight the account, and then select Open on the toolbar. Here you have the Delete key, and you may be tempted to start deleting accounts because maybe not every account listed in GnuCash's standard business accounts you have need of. Deleting an account is as simple as highlighting the account by clicking on it and then selecting Delete on the toolbar. But you definitely want to be careful when you're thinking about deleting some of the accounts, especially if you are new to using GnuCash. A better option other than deleting all the accounts you don't need is to consider using the Edit key. The purpose of the Edit key is to make changes to any one of the accounts. You can use the Edit key to rename some of the accounts you don't need. You can rename them to the accounts you do need. For example, say I didn't need the books expense account, but I do need a general supplies expense account. To edit an account, highlight the account and select Edit on the toolbar. Here I can enter the new name. I will enter general supplies. And in the description field, I'll enter general supplies again. And select OK. Now I have a general supplies expense account instead of a books expense account that I don't need. To create a new account, say you want to create a new account under the expenses category. Highlight the category or sub-account where you want the new account to appear, and then select New on the toolbar. When the account window opens, enter the new name. Here I will enter materials. In the description field text box, enter the description of your choice. I like to keep things simple, so I will enter the name of the account as a description also, materials. Under the parent account, you want to make sure the parent account selected is the category account or sub-account where you want the new account to be listed under, and select OK. Here is my new materials account. Right above the toolbar, we have the menu bar. All the essential functions of the program can be found under the individual menu bar selections. When you want to know what a particular menu option is for example, when I open the File menu and run my mouse over the new option, the description of what that menu option is for can be seen on the bottom of the page. It says create a new file. You don't want to select that option unless you're planning on setting up a whole new set of accounting files. That option will start the GnuCash wizard. If you look on the right hand side of a menu item, you can see the keyboard shortcut you can use to access that particular menu item quickly and easily. Now here on the account screen, we can make a few changes to the look. For instance, you can widen the columns to expand the view. To widen a column, click on the line at the top of the column on the left side of the description heading until the arrow appears, and then hold down the left side of your mouse and drag the column to your desired width. You can also change the display order of the accounts by clicking on the column headings. Right now, the accounts start with the Assets account. If I click on the header, the order is reversed, starting now with the Liabilities account. To change back, you can click on the header, name, or arrow again. Another thing we can do, here you have the name of the account and the description. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of looking at the account name and the description. You can hide the description column and unhide it if you find you have a need for the description column. To hide the description column, select the drop-down arrow on the right-hand side at the very end. Now scroll down to Description, and here you can uncheck the description checkbox by clicking on it. Now you should only be able to see two columns as shown here, the account names and the totals. And if at any time you need to restore the description column, just go back and select description by clicking on the checkbox until the check mark appears. At the bottom of the screen, you have the status bar, which keeps track of the current financial status of your business. The net assets and profit and loss calculations are calculated according to the dates specified in the accounting period preferences. I will talk more about the accounting period preferences in the next tutorial. By default, the net assets and profit and loss calculations as shown on the status bar are based on the current standard year calendar accounting period, which starts on January 1 and ends on December 31st. The net assets keeps track of how much the business owns. Profits is keeping track of how much money you made so far in the course of your business. minus the business's expenses and liabilities. These simple features is what gives GnuCash much of its power in managing your finances. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.